Hey love lovers, hey everyone. So, bonjour. It's been a while, since I posted something, but lots of stuff to do, and my hubs has been traveling, around Europe. So because he's also into research, like I'm into research. We have our moons conjunct in Scorpio. So that means a lot of research. Our minds are always into research mode. Like deep research mode. So he's been traveling, and when he travels, I try to post a lot of stuff. And then when he's back, we have the family life, we have other things, other work and travels and all of that, right? So and that's why I've been quiet for like 2 weeks now almost, right? But anyway, I just want to touch on a conjunction, a very important conjunction between sun and moon in synastry, of course, right? Because that's what we're all about, and this is a requested one. I have not done it, and I didn't do it, and I was not going to do it ever, because it's like a lot of people cover it and have covered it, because these are the main grahas that we start with, when we do astrology and all of that in synastry. So I thought that a lot of people have covered it, a lot of people talk about it. Maybe it's just gonna be redundant to do it as well. So that's why I had not done it. But the request then kind of like gave a hint to me that I should not take some of the things for granted and think, oh my gosh, okay, it's already been done, I don't want to do it. So now I know that I should not skip any lesson that could be worth it, But anyway, so let's start. So of course, it's always, I have these private, sessions that are happening, and I release lots of stuff, documents, podcast. Well, the podcast is now available for everyone. It's on my website. Like when you're on the website, you can just click and listen to the podcast. And but then for the lessons and other secret techniques, these ones are released privately, obviously, to the paid subscribers. You can subscribe on the website. It's 28 euros, and it's a once-off payment. You just pay it once, and you have access for years and years and years, right? And so there I post stuff, predictions, things that I don't want to share, or things that I cannot share because of the sensitivity. So then they just go in the private section, but you can also join now, or you can book your session as well, right? And find out what's happening with your relationship. Click the link below and get moving. But let's get into the juice. So for this one, it's always obviously important to think about the degrees that we're talking about, right? Because the closer the degrees are to each other when it comes to the moon and sun conjunction, is that we might end up having the moon partner be literally invisible in the relationship, right? Because what happens when, the sun and the moon get closer and closer together, we don't see the moon anymore, we just see the sun, right? All of the qualities of the moon, they just disappear, and they dissipate into the characters of the sun partner. So you know how it is, like in the real world, like when you go outside and you look at the moon, you look for the moon, you can't see it during the day, because what do you see? You see the sun, because that's how bright it is, right? But naturally the moon is always there. It's just that during the day we can't see it because the sun has taken over, right? So this is what happens basically in such a relationship, right? So you have the moon partner and you have the sun partner, and when they are together, if the degrees are so close to each other, we don't see the moon partner at all. It's like they don't exist. It's like basically when they like walking down together, and all of a sudden everyone just looks at the sun partner, because that's how bright they become, and the moon is just there, and the moon is like, why don't they see me? They never greeted me, they always talking to you, they don't even say hi to me. It's like it's like basically when they they even go to the restaurant, right? And the waitress or the waiter comes and they give the bill, they will always give to the bill to the sun partner, because they are visible to the public, to everyone, to other people. But now if the degrees are like far apart, then we can start to see the different qualities of these partners in this relationship. We can clearly identify that the moon partner provides their nourishment, their emotional support, but at the same time comes up with ideas of travel. It makes the couple travel a lot and influences that type of a lifestyle, care. And they could also be literally cooking, like be the one who's cooking within the household. And and then the sun partner is going to be like the king of the household, the queen of the household, like very visible, authoritative, as well as be able to just lead the relationship, and also to lead the moon partner. The moon partner will not at all fight for the leadership part. The moon partner is a very supportive, a happy supportive partner here, and they're not seeking to lead. They're actually looking at the sun partner to lead. However, now let's say, for example, the sun partner has like the highest degree and the moon partner has the lowest degree. Here things change a bit, because now the moon partner is forced to be the backbone of this relationship, while the sun is mostly influenced, or is mostly influenced by the qualities of the moon partner. And you might see that at some point the sun partner could also end up changing their main goals in life due to the influence that is coming from the moon partner. So it's very important. That's why it's very important to look at the degrees. My goodness, when I started my journey, I was just like listening to people, to YouTubers, commentators, and they used to say, oh my gosh, the degrees don't matter, just look at the conjunction. If it's between 0 to 3 degrees, it matters. If it's between 0 to whatever degree, it matters. Beyond that, it doesn't matter. Until I did my own research, and until I started to work on real charts, and then I realized that all degrees matters from 0 to 30. They all matter in synastry, in astrology as a whole. So if you are going to what you call it, like to not give emphasis on the degrees, then you're going to miss the message, and you're going to have erroneous analysis. You're going to give people a wrong result, because every degree matter. It's very important. I can't say this enough. I know when I started, I just trusted the most respected or listened to YouTubers in the Western astrology, and until I got my own juice. Right, so yeah, anyway, and of course it's also important to look at the sign, because with this conjunction, really the sign really matters, because we must remember that planets actually don't do well in certain signs and they do excellent in other signs. So this is very important. So if you're going to judge a conjunction of moon and sun in synastry, you must look at the sign that is hosting this conjunction, because then you're going to get to see how these partners are relating to each other, right? For an example, let's say that this conjunction is happening in Aquarius, right? If it's happening in Aquarius, for an example, definitely both planets in this conjunction are not welcomed at all in Aquarius. Why? Because Aquarius is what is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is enemic to these two planets. Like the Saturn does not like moon, and Saturn does not like sun, and sun does not like Saturn back, and moon doesn't care. And moon doesn't care. So basically when it's happening in Aquarius, the moon partner is usually like okay, is usually feeling okay. They can think, they can make their plans, their travels all together. They can communicate, they can share their emotions, however, in a very detached way. Why? Because it's in Aquarius. So they will be like sharing with the whole community without giving emphasis on a one-to-one basis, right? They're not going to have trouble as such. They're just going to be detached, from giving an individualized thing. So you find that this moon partner is able to show those emotions, to express the emotions, but they're not necessarily for their partner, for the sun partner. They just for the whole community or the whole friendships group. And the sun partner, gets to feel like they are neglected in this not neglected to say, but not seen enough. Yes, so they feel like, you don't see me enough. You treat me like you're treating your friends. You treat me like you're treating my friends. You treat me like everybody else. You don't give me their that superiority or authoritative role that I like, right? So this is what's happening with this conjunction. And in turn, because sun is feeling very, very uncomfortable in Aquarius, you find that the sun gets really depressed more often. So the partner is getting depressed so easily, so easily, and frustrated as well, because of the constant feeling of feeling unseen, feeling unheard, feeling unappreciated for the royalty that the sun thinks he is or she is. So you find that the sun partner here would be complaining quite a lot, grumpy a lot, angry a lot, and which is really, really depressive now to the moon partner as well, because remember, the Aquarius sign is not friendly to the moon sign, even though the moon partner would be feeling okay. Right, so this is not really a good conjunction in terms of a Aquarius sign. Both partners get well together, but because of how they operating within it, you find out that they end up irritating each other or feeling less than, all of those things. Right, so generally, before I get into individualized houses, like in houses, let me just say in general what this conjunction does. Right, moon and sun are friendly to each other, right? So that means that generally when these guys get into a relationship, they feel like, I'm going to get support here, I'm going to get my needs met, this person is going to balance what I have in terms of, what I lack, and in terms of what I can give, right? So now, again, we also have to look at the houses, because the houses, they really matter. We're not going to get the same results from each and every house. Like if it's happening in the first house of one partner, it's not going to be same result as if it's happening in the fourth house of another partner, eighth house. So each house is going to give different results. So I just took 3 examples for today, and just to show you guys how differently this conjunction will operate depending on the house placement. But don't forget the degrees, don't forget the aspects, don't forget the sign. All of these things matter, right? So then you find that with this conjunction, there's a lot of support that is given. There's a lot of understanding that is found, within this relationship. In terms of resources as well, one partner comes with the resources and the other partner is able to use those resources for the benefit of both partners, for the benefit of the relationship, right? So there's a good balance that this conjunction does, in terms of emotion, support, profession, literally everything. Unless of course you go back to the things that I say, look at the degrees, look at the sign, look at the aspect, and all of that. Right, now let's get into the few examples that I have picked up to show how differently this conjunction will work per house, right? So here what's happening now is that the sun partner in this conjunction is going to have difficulties with communication. Okay, it's like they're going to want to express themselves, but for some reason they are going to be miscommunications, like a lot of miscommunications, or they're going to sound arrogant, or they may sound like too bossy, too pushy, and it could irritate the moon partner, right? This type of communication, or it could also affect the relationship as a whole because of the communication of the sun partner. However, when it comes to choosing places to go, like for traveling and all of that, then the sun partner is the leader here. The sun partner is like, hold on babe, I know what to do, I know where to go, I know how to get us there. So the sun partner becomes the leader. And also when it comes to making decisions and giving good advices, the sun partner becomes very strong here, right? So now looking at the houses without considering the sign, without considering the degrees, without considering any other aspects, any other planets, okay, we're just assuming that this conjunction exists on its own without all these other important things that I just mentioned, right? So in the first house, when it's in the first house of one partner, this conjunction is going to mean that, number one, the person that is hosting, like whose ascendant is hosting this, is going to feel it the most, more than, the other partner, obviously, right? Because it's happening on their body, it's affecting them physically, it's affecting their physical appearance, and their personality as well, right? And then when it comes to the moon partner becomes very careless when it comes to children, taking care of children. The moon partner is usually, very motherly, that people would say. But when it comes to this conjunction happening in the first house, then you find that the moon partner quite fails a lot in the children department, as well as in the romance department as well. And and the thing is that the moon partner could actually very cheat here, because they just lack the knowledge of how to romance, how to give the romance, as well as how to take care of children. However, when it comes to gathering friends and going to baby showers, bridal showers, also making money for the couple, then the moon partner becomes number one here. Yeah. So now for our next example, let's say now this conjunction is happening in the which house? In the 10th house, for example, right? If it's happening in the 10th house, what we see is that the sun partner is not going to be top in the bedroom. Okay, so there are going to be issues in the bedroom that are being introduced through the sun partner or by the sun partner. So these could range, of course, depending on the sign and all of these things that I mentioned. But for sure, the bedroom life is going to be ruined by the sun partner or through the sun partner. However, when it comes to dealing with conflict and fighting against their enemies and facing daily problems, then the sun partner is the person to be relied on. So you find that the moon feels protected in this department. The moon feels like, okay, my sun partner is going to protect me from enemies, as well as even the debts that I have. My sun partner is going to help me deal with this. Even if there's some sickness in the house, maybe the moon partner feels sick, the sun partner is able to okay, babe, you know what, you should take this paracetamol or this type of medication, or you should see this type of doctor. And as soon as the sun partner does that, the moon partner really gets solutions in their health problem, right? Now, but what we see is that the moon partner, this part really fluctuates now. It's sometimes they're able to gather a whole lot of money, but at the same time, due to sudden changes, and then the money is lost just like that. So it's they're gonna accumulate lots of money for the relationship or for the partnership, and then due to a certain sudden thing, so it could be sudden surgery, it could be sudden whatever it is, and then the money is lost, right? And you find sometimes that even with how they view their family, the moon partner changes their strategies quite a lot. It's the moon partner. So it's the moon partner would be today, okay, babe, we are being Rastafarians. We're not going to eat meat. We're going to follow this type of a lifestyle. And then 2 months down the line, all of a sudden now this is changing, and the moon now wants to follow a certain diet, and so you find that the moon partner is doing quite a lot of stuff. But when it comes to dealing with those sudden changes, when they do come, the moon partner becomes the backbone of this relationship. It's they could face whatever sudden problem. The moon partner is so calm, emotionally calm, emotionally intelligent in this regard, and be okay, babe, just calm down, I'm gonna handle it, I know what to do, right? And the moon partner, as I said, is also able to gain money, right, and also lose money. But at the same time, the moon partner becomes very, very good in dealing with their family members, like the in-laws and all of that. The moon partner becomes the backbone of the relationship, like the face of the relationship in dealing with the in-laws, as well as, you know, building good positive relationships. So this is the difference that it does, right? Maybe I should give a last example. Now let's say maybe it's now happening in the fourth house, right? The fourth house, we must remember, is originally the house of the moon. So the moon partner definitely feels quite good here in this relationship, in this conjunction. Feels, you know, they can maneuver regarding, you know, their dreams, like what they want to do. They can be able to, you know, build a home, provide good food, provide all the care, you know, comfortably. However, the sun partner here would feel now very restricted, would feel like, you know, my hands are tight, you know. Now I have to depend mostly on the moon partner. So the sun partner really lacks to shine here and feels dependent too much on the moon partner, which really affects the ego and the self-esteem of the sun partner. And the sun partner here, with a conjunction in the fourth house, could be feeling like, you know, whatever I do, I don't get recognized for it. Whatever I do, they just, you know, praise my moon partner, or my moon partner, you know, naturally shines, you know, in whatever we do. So the sun partner really lacks self-esteem here, okay? But we also see that the sun partner could also be dealing with a lot of debts, like lots of debt. Like if the partner here, the sun partner, takes debts with this conjunction in Synastry in the fourth house, then for sure they're gonna struggle to pay them off. And when they do fall sick, they're gonna struggle to get well quick, or to find a doctor, or to find a solution to their problems. And you find that this conjunction makes the sun partner gain a lot of enemies. So if you get into a relationship and the sun moon conjunction falls in the fourth house, then all of a sudden, after you've dealt with this partner, you start to have lots of enemies that you can't fight off, and you're losing, you know, against these enemies. And what we also see though is that, you know, in the bedroom life, you become very good, yeah. You know, you become good, and, you know, you're able to satisfy yourself and the moon partner, your partner, and things become good. And you're also able to move maybe into another country or into another region. And when you do move, you, the sun partner, then you start to become a shining star. You start to be seen for the royalty that you are. So basically, if you and your partner make a conjunction, a moon sun conjunction in the fourth house, as soon as you guys move to another province, to another region, to another country, then the sun partner starts to feel better and starts to feel seen and appreciated and all of that, all right? When it comes to the moon partner here, now the moon partner struggles with expressing their psychological problems, okay? They could be having some psychosis, you know, and paranoia, jealousies, and all of that, right? Which could be troubling the relationship. And you find that the moon partner has got lots of secrets, you know, that would prefer to keep hidden. Maybe they could have experienced some abuse and all of that, but this is what's happening with this conjunction. But when it comes to the finances, and also the moon partner here with this conjunction in the fourth house struggles to keep and maintain relationships with the in-laws, that's for sure. However, when it comes to their own petite family, small family, is doing well, gathering finances very well, and can also be a good cook here. They're cooking good food and eating quite a lot. So basically those are just the examples that I chose to show you guys that when we're talking about conjunctions in synastry, and in terms of analyzing the real results, it's important to also look at the house. Like, look at the house, which house is hosting this conjunction, because then it's going to give a different result. So if you see moon conjunct sun, don't just assume, oh my god, support, oh my god, soulmates, oh my god, twin flame, oh my god, da da da, meant to be, da da da. No, because each house will change the dynamics. Each degrees will change the dynamic. Each sign will change the dynamic. Aspects will change the dynamics altogether. So yeah, guys, I have to go, and thanks so much, and I'll chat to you soon. For now, I say ciao ciao and a bientôt. Ciao.